I'm Nick Mara, and this is After the Turns. Hello and welcome to the post IROC Auto Club edition of After the Turns. I'm your host, Nick Mara. Matt Danson is running a bit late, so he'll join us very soon. Tonight we've got.
I love that. I can't help but smile. I think I don't know if anyone noticed that Nick Mara actually isn't here yet. I think he maybe did a little bit too much drinking at the Cubs game. He'll be joining us in a little bit. But thanks for sending us in there well, Danson. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. We've got a very special guest, a bit of an idiot, Thomas George. He's with us tonight. So that'll be good. We'll have some questions for him, no doubt. I'm sure there'll be some viewer questions to submit. But we've got a lot to discuss. We've got a very exciting IROC race where the After the Turns crew commentated. It actually was probably one of the best commentary performances ever, really. So there's lots to discuss there. And I'm sure we'll find other things to talk about at some point.
Oh yeah, I think we'll give Thomas some time to talk. I think we kept him waiting. Thomas, you've been a champ, sitting in the lobby, us two, for almost an hour now, waiting for Danson to get done with Road to Pro practice. So we'll throw a little shade that way. Thomas, so welcome to the show. Thanks for joining. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, but the fact that I'm being called an idiot for that is pretty bad from the guy that got suspended for 2 races.
What?
That's fired off the bat. I love it.
Becco.
So Thomas, have you been suspended before in the league? I know you've caused quite a bit of controversy before, but have you been in Danson's situation before?
I've been in this league for 7-something years. I'm trying to think of what point. Maybe once, probably when I first started, but that was when I was a bigger hothead than I'm not as big as a hothead now. So that's probably my earlier days. I was probably suspended for 1 race, but I can't remember a specific time I was. Unless we count the Winners Series a couple of years ago, then that was probably the last time.
What was the circumstances?
For the Winter Series race, that was Chicagoland, and I got dumped, I think, 3 times by 3 different people that race because they decided, I'm just going to send it with no brakes because the guy in front of me is going to be my brakes, and the third guy that did it pissed me off, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go in and handle this situation because I'm tired of getting wrecked. And so that's what I think what led to my suspension. And I just said, you know what? I'll just take the rest of the Winter Series off for that one. That was 2019, I think. My memory's good, but not that good.
Yeah, that's often the case. And it's not necessarily the one that starts it that cops the punishment, but it's the one that finishes it. But I guess that's just part and parcel of it, I suppose. Sometimes.
I mean, hey, you race that many people on track, you're gonna get angry with a couple of drivers at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So Danson, I was going to say, you've had a week to settle on. I think we had the breaking news on our last episode of your suspension being upheld for another 2 races. Are you feeling any differently about it a week later?
No, I mean, I said my piece in the Discord, like sort of put that out there. I think it was too harsh based on the circumstances of it and taking into account history and all. I still stand by that it's too harsh based on everything that was there. But by the same token, it's something for me to consider, and it does also, I guess, it sets a bit of a precedent in the league, as far as just showing people that no matter what, we need to sort of tidy up what's happening. And it's a good sort of it's a good moment for it to happen. Really, it's better to happen now than at the playoffs or whatever the case. It's kind of unfortunate, I guess, in the sense of not being able to defend the road course title. But then again, anyone who wins at Watkins is going to have that asterisk next to their name of am I really a race winner, or did I just win this by default? So I guess, this is one of those deals.
Should they name the trophy after you, maybe? At least they'll
Yeah.
have that.
That's a good idea.
Probably should. Yeah. We'll get Evan to say something. The dancing Watkins Glen trophy. So,
the free Matty D trophy.
Oh yeah, free Matty D. So we got to get that trending on Twitter, right?
Let's not.
Everywhere.
Let's not.
Is Matt Danson the Chase Elliott of RSR when it comes to road courses?
Ooh. I think didn't Evan have this conversation on one of their races? I think he I feel like he might have asked this question in a post race. I'd like to consider myself more of a Juan Pablo Montoya, but he didn't really get the results. But he's the GOAT. So yeah.
The one person I was compared to, and this is like 2015 when I was winning all the 1.5 mile tracks. They called me Matt Crafton. I find that very offensive. I remember that specifically.
He's all right. He's all right.
I mean, I would have taken a better name, but hey, I'll take the compliment, I guess.
Now, there's a fan submitted observation comment. It's blanked out a little bit though, so I can't tell exactly what the middle part of it is suggesting. But it says kind of like the blank you got at Michigan for dumping Andrew. Oh, is that to me?
That might be you. I don't remember dumping Andrew ever.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Sam? Asterix. Oh, right. Oh, here we go. This freaking jackass. What do you mean? I didn't even.
I didn't realize that I had moderation on the chat. But
no. He's saying that the asterisk of whoever wins the road course that I was talking about. That's what's applied to my Michigan win, which is just utter nonsense. Because A, Andrew didn't get dumped, and B, I was like he got bumped into, as we discussed last time with Andrew, but. That wasn't even my fault. That was whoever the 19 was. This guy.
Stanford. I'm not sure if it was in the Winter Series. I know it is now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right. It was. Yeah, it was him. You know what? I take it back. Just before this went live, Sam, I was talking you up and saying what a good guy you are, and I take every single one of those positive things I said about you back, and it was a real rookie move. Okay, all right, we got something to talk about, Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put me in the mind of Thomas George at the Charlotte Cup Series race. When I can't remember what I said. I think I said something to Rhett. I just said, like, you got to be better than that, because he ran the wall down the backstretch, wrecked me, whatever. I said, come on, man, you got to be better than that. And then, which I thought was like fine. I wasn't abusive, and because I know mistakes happen, whatever. But it's just like those sorts of mistakes. I kind of was feeling like they shouldn't really happen. And then. Thomas George came on the radio and told me to, what was it? It was something like "shut up" or "keep my mouth shut," rookie, or something along those lines.
You got called rookie, yes, by Thomas George.
Rookie was the key point of it. Now, tell me what do you think defines a rookie in iRacing?
The fact that you have rookie racing stripes in the league. That was a night of culminated frustration, and I just was getting pissed off. And then, I mean, my season has not been exactly really good this year, considering I get that race. That was probably, I would say, the perfect explanation of my season, where I get collecting somebody's crap on lap 13. And it's like, it's lap 13 of a 200 lap race. Why are we racing like idiots at this point? Yeah. So I get collected there, and I'm fighting for the rest of the race with no horsepower. And this 550 horsepower package sucks, and it's worse with no horsepower, or if you lose any of it.
Yeah.
Then I think, damn, I don't remember what. I think I just was getting ticked off at that point, because I don't remember what lap it was. I yelled at you for that one. I don't know if it was after my mistake getting to pit road or not getting to pit road or before, but I think that, like I said, that season was just a culmination. Like if it could happen, it happened. So I didn't give a damn at that point. I was just pretty much anybody that was speaking like what I would consider to be at a point. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and stir the pot and just not give a shit tonight.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Had I done something to okay, so I guess would that race, was that before the podcast had started, or was that after?
Charlotte?
Yeah.
No, the podcast had definitely started. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we spoke about how the rec mentioned.
Shared some Thomas George footage from his stream. I think Thomas, you stopped streaming after that, and that's when we first met via Facebook Messenger. And obviously, we apologized the episode after for taking content from your stream.
Did we? I didn't apologize.
Ended up with you being on the show now. What's that, Danson?
I don't remember apologizing. Can I revoke that apology on behalf of
I apologize. I apologized on behalf of us. Yes.
Matt is not going to apologize for anything. Let's be honest here.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I apologize in the Discord for being a bit nefarious.
Matt, what you don't see is me as I have a pot next to me and I'm stirring it.
Oh, right. Okay, 10-4.
Oh, there you go.
But see you, Matt. No, that was fair enough. I think we can all relate to getting a bit frustrated. I just thought it was funny. Like for me, the thing that I thought was hilarious was, and like I didn't take offense to it. I just thought it was amusing. Was the rookie comment, just because of the fact that, like, you know, it's not like it's not my first oval race. So it's just
the champion of Winter Series. Come on,
well, how do you not know that? I suppose. I mean, technically speaking, I am a rookie to the Cup Series, so that he's not technically wrong.
Yeah.
But I've got however many hundred. Well, I think I got 200 wins or something on oval. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a god. But I just found that funny. But I can understand that, you know, when you're being junked and you just kind of, you know, you hear anything in the chat and it's frustrating. It's like the thing I was talking about with Steve Durham, where you know, he'll junk the field and then he's still making jokes in the chat and you just want to strangle the guy. But yeah, that's fair.
This is what I tell everybody. Anything I say in race 99% of the time is a Martin Truex effect. I just do it to vent frustration. Meanwhile, if I go crew chief for somebody, everybody's like, Jesus, you are the most calm person on the radio. Why can't you be like this in the race? And I just tell them, I don't know. It's what it is.
Yeah.
If I'm driving the car, I get competitive. So that's what happens.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think we all get competitive, right? And so I think since we talked, I think you haven't really been involved in like any drama. I think there's been a lot of other drama going on, but since that Charlotte race where a lot of stuff happened, you've kind of been under the radar, which is probably a good thing. And we talked about that before we started the show here. What do you think's attributed to that the past couple months?
First off, not streaming the races anymore because that was taking too much, subconsciously probably taking too much focus away from actually me driving the damn car, which ever since I stopped streaming, I've gotten better about it. It's just I have not had the luck except for New Hampshire, which out of all tracks for me to get another a good run, New Hampshire was the last one I was expecting. So
where'd you finish?
7th.
Okay,
which nice. With second top 10 of the year. Yeah, that's not a good season for me still.
Yeah, you'll take that though. You'll take that.
You got to. My thing is I go back and look at what I ran last year and the year before, and I was averaging, you know, close to 20 top 10s for the season, running consistently to where I'm at now. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I doing wrong to not be running and competing up there and being able to be consistent. And it's just, especially when
changed.
Yeah, the competition is a lot stronger. I would be curious to directly see the strength of field from a race from last year to this year. I might be able to do that with the replay data I have, but it's no doubt it's a lot stronger this year. So I think that's part of it, right? It's a lot harder to get a top 10. Feels like getting a top 10 this year is like getting a top 20 this year is like getting a top 10 last year. Like it is that much harder. because everybody's so good. Everybody's stacked on top of each other. And then there's always issues. And it's, not only do you have to be faster than everyone, you have to race aggressively. You also have to avoid all the accidents, especially at the end, as we've seen the last couple of weeks.
I was going to say that's something that I've noticed on the oval side this year is that it seems like we are having way too many cautions, at least in my book. And I get that accidents are going to happen, but I mean, I look at Nashville as a prime example. We went green for the first 50 or so laps, and we had a slew of cautions in the middle. Then we go green almost to the end, and then we have a late race caution. Atlanta, same thing. Start off with the green, then it turns into a BS show in the middle. Then it goes back green. Then we get caution, 25 to go, and everybody loses their minds. And this is my belief when it comes to racing. Unless you're racing for the win, it's not worth wrecking. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you've run 13th all night, you're not going to magically get to the top 5 based on what you've been running all night. If I've run top 10 all night and that's about as good as I'm going to get, I'm going to try to stay in the top 10. Yes, it'd be nice to steal a win, but realistically, you're not going to get those positions to get up there. And if you've been running 25th all night, you shouldn't be going, trying to get, I could get a top 15 now because the caution comes. That's like the logic there needs to, the racecraft needs to improve on that. And I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's, the package itself that we run with the reduced horsepower. I don't know if it's the side draft. I don't know if it's tires, but there has to be something that's correlating to the amount of cautions we've had. And I think the best oval races we've had this year was probably Kansas and Homestead, I guess, because we didn't have that many, those 2 races.
You would hope when we get to the playoffs that given there is going to be, when we start 16 championship competitors, that people will race those guys more respectfully, which in turn will mean more respectful racing throughout the field. I think, Sam, you make a good point. People just, they want a spot. They're very competitive. They're not thinking about the big picture, and they don't care who they take out or along the way, which is unfortunate that some people drive like that. I don't know how to make that stop, right? Everybody's, I think everybody gets into a moment, especially after you're racing people for a while. You can't pass them. Maybe somebody's driving too hard. You lose patience. I think that's part of it too, because if you're faster, but somebody, at a lot of these tracks can hold the high line. We saw it in the IROC race. If you can hold the high line, you can't really pass on the low line, even if you're faster, and that can be very frustrating on the inside. We race at several tracks that are like 1.5 lanes, where it really is fighting for the preferred groove, and if you have that, it's very hard to pass otherwise. So I think that's part of it. Some of the tracks that we've been to, they haven't really had multiple lanes. I don't know that it gets any better with the rest of the schedule, so I guess I hope we just all get better.
What about people who pit from the top lane? Like green flag stops, and they come down from the wall and just park it in the middle of the racing surface, trying to make it to pit lane. How do we feel about those sorts of activities?
So I've had my issues going to the pit road, but obviously you're talking about Charlotte with Thomas. So I've done the same thing. So I saw Thomas's accident at Charlotte, and I'm like, man, I did that 2 weeks earlier, except I ran into the barrel at Richmond. So
to be fair, I locked up the brakes for whatever reason. The car just decided, nope, you're going up to the wall, even with on the brakes. So.
I mean, I did the same thing. So
you could go back. You could go back and look at all the races I've raced in this league. That's probably the one time I've made that mistake to pit road.
That sounds like a real rookie mistake. If ever a rookie mistake.
I know. Hey, even veterans can make rookie mistakes.
That's true. Now there was a question. Hang on, where was it? It was about whether
by a mysterious Mr. Coffee who's saying that Bowie's going on the fence. And
no, before that. So Thomas, is Chase Elliott your favorite driver?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is, and I'm not the 95% of Chase Elliott fans that regard him as Jesus 2.0, Dale Jr. Jesus, whatever it is. I'm the 5% where I'm a realist. If he sucks, he's not gonna. If he sucks, he sucks. It's what it is. But I've been following him since he was racing, ARCA and all that stuff, back in the early days.
What made you choose Chase?
Once Gordon retired in 2015, then I wasn't sure who my driver was. I was kind of going between Elliott and Larson. Larson because of the dirt background, and Elliott because I liked Bill Elliott coming up as well, while I was growing up watching the sport. And then Martinsville 2017 happened where Denny wrecked Elliott, and I got so pissed off that I was like, yep, that's my guy. So that's probably the once I came up to that, I kind of was just like, okay, yep, this is definitely my guy. If he's getting wrecked like that, and I'm getting that pissed off about it.
How did you feel about winning the championship?
Oh yeah, I was gonna lead to that question, but you can dive right in. Yeah.
Like, do you? And this is an honest question. This isn't me trying to be a troll, but do you think it carries less weight and less value than, like because of the playoff format? Do you think it's less of a accomplishment than it was in years past?
It's definitely. I don't think it holds the same splendor as it used to. I mean, you race what you got. I think Tony Stewart said it's like, this is the point system we have, and we race by what we've got. And
that's true.
I mean, I don't take anything away from it. I know Harvick won 9 races last year, but then he faltered at the end, and everybody was thinking, well, he should have been the rightful champion. But there's been plenty of times where the dominant driver's terms of wins doesn't win the championship. You look at 1999 with Jeff Gordon. I think he had I think he had 6 wins, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines, but he had a ton of DNFs to go with it. Yeah. Ryan Newman won 8 times, I think, in 2003, but he finished low top.
One win. Yeah, he sucked too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't like Matt Kenseth. That was a shame, yeah.
I mean, Kenseth got the 1 win in 2003, but he had like 5 wins in 2002 and didn't win a championship. So there's always going to be a history of guys that may, win a ton of races, but don't win the championship. Now in this playoff format, I don't know how much it holds cadence to it anymore, because the problem is NASCAR wanted to generate a Game 7 moment every single year, and I have an issue with that. Because now you don't get the memorable moments like a 1992 where you had literally 5-6 guys that could mathematically win the championship. You don't have even 2011 between Stewart and Carl Edwards where, they had the old playoff format, but even then it went down to the last race of the season where Stewart had to literally win 5 times and just got hot and had the tiebreakers. So those Game 7 moments are special for a reason. And now that NASCAR just wants to decide everything with a last race of the season at arguably one of the most boring tracks to watch, if you ask me, currently.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it at Homestead where it was so successful for, the last 15 years.
Yeah, that is a bit frustrating. Homestead always puts on great racing. It's perfect track that kind of culminates the entire season. So if you're going to end somewhere, I feel like that's a really good place to do it. Whereas Phoenix is, Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, one of them should be winning every year. I don't know how Denny Hamlin hasn't capitalized on it yet, and I don't like Denny Hamlin, so I'm happy he hasn't. But those are tracks that they're really good on, right? So when you look at a Homestead, it really feels more wide open, where it's I played the crap NASCAR 20 game on console, and I did a career, and it's I was good and I made the final 4, but I sucked at Homestead in the game. I've never been able to figure out Homestead in any game, including iRacing. And because I was bad at Homestead, I couldn't win the championship, right? Which
you didn't win the championship in NASCAR Heat.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was like NASCAR Heat 3, or I think NASCAR Heat 3 is the last one I played. Yeah. And
Matthew.
no, you just restart a couple times until you eventually win. Yeah, so I did eventually win the championship. I don't have time to play a whole nother season when I lose, so I did some restarts. I did eventually win, and I put the game down.
Did you consider creating a podcast for your NASCAR Heat performances?
No, because Evan Pasoko wasn't announcing the races. So
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
If he was, it would have merited a podcast of its own. Yeah. But he could be the so what I'll do is NASCAR 21's coming out, right? Hopefully it's better. I'll buy the console game. I'll go through the career mode, and then I'll send the footage to Evan, and he can do a narration voiceover for.
You know what? I actually considered this. Because so when I won my Top Split Road to Pro race, it was before they were broadcasting them. Well, actually, they broadcast 2018, but they didn't broadcast 2019, which is when I won. Then they started rebroadcasting again in 2020. And so it actually crossed my mind. I was like, I wonder if, like, how much I'd have to pay Evan and Hugo and everyone, whatever, or whoever's I can try and get them to just commentate the race as if they'd never seen it, so that I could be like, I've got this on file, but it wouldn't be the same.
So like what Evan did for Nick in the Clash when he did the voiceover.
Yeah, but I want the whole race. I want everything.
The whole race.
The whole race.
It doesn't count if it's not broadcasted.
Exactly. So I need him to do it like it's a full broadcast. Like I want all the graphics. I want the pre-race. I want everything. How much would it cost? That's what I need to find out.
Well, probably more than you'd want. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, yeah. Why can't if you have do you have the replay file?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, they could probably make it happen. I'm sure they could.
You could turn it into like the old ESPN Classic that would show like races from 1994 or something.
Yeah.
We'll stream it. We'll stream it here.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Call it RaceSpot Classic, and it's just like an old race.
Yes.
It does the old 30-minute cut promos. It doesn't do the full race anymore. It's like we've skipped ahead in the interest of time or something like that.
Welcome to Pocono Raceway.
Yeah, I think what you need to do is you need to send the replay, or someone anonymously needs to, so that whoever's broadcasting, Evan and hopefully someone else, right? Hopefully Evan, you send it to RaceSpot TV and you say, I need you to broadcast this race as if you've never seen it. So they don't know the results. And then when they're watching it, they do feel like it is live, right? So that would be pretty neat.
Okay.
So you can't send the video in, right? Because then they're going to be like, oh, Danson won. So we already know the ending. Not to say that they can't broadcast just as effectively or announce, but I'll make the request for you.
Yeah. We'll do some research.
I like this idea.
We haven't gotten enough from RaceSpot TV. If you haven't noticed, being on the broadcast yesterday wasn't enough. So we're going to pull everything we can out of RaceSpot.
Well, I feel like now we're part of RaceSpot, so we've got that pull.
Yes, you're right.
Well, if we're gonna do this, can we bring up my Michigan win as a classic from last year? Because that's the only good thing that's happened in like the last year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, everybody. So I ask before we get on every week. I say, is there anything you want to talk about? And that's so I'm prepared, and I have everything ready to share with everyone. And you did not mention Michigan, so I'll be on the fly here. But yeah, we'll go to the last couple laps. Michigan, the Cup Series, right?
Yep.
Grant Davis said, "Damn, we have something in common, Thomas. I pull for Chase and Byron now. Was a Jeff Gordon fan.
I don't pull for Byron, just Chase. So we'll share half of something in common there.
It makes me really uncomfortable when Americans refer to like supporting someone as pulling, because for us down here, pulling is something very different. If you're pulling for something, you're getting in touch with yourself, shall we say?
Hey, my mom's from England. My mom's from England, so I know the terminology. I know what I'm saying.
like if I was to say I pull for I don't know. Who would I pull for? Jimmy Johnson. That suggests that I've got a really weird, support of Jimmy.
That explains why he's not doing well in IndyCar. You're pulling for him.
Yeah. Well, maybe I need to pull harder.
Nah, that might. Nah, I need to save that for the oval side of things. Maybe.
It's poor Jimmy. I mean, he fell off. Obviously, he's in the twilight of his career. He's just having fun at this point. I don't think it's the IndyCar thing was never going to be he's going out there for wins or anything. I didn't feel.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about some drivers. Some drivers know when to hang it up and others don't. I'm not saying he didn't hang it up at the right time, but I could tell probably the last couple of years that he didn't have the same ability anymore, and partially probably because of the car too. But
yeah, I think the car didn't help. It's also good though. It's cool to see, he doesn't have that competitive thing, but let's be honest, any of us, if we got the chance to drive in, NASCAR for argument's sake, regardless of whether we finished last, we'd be like, damn, that was really fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think him going to IndyCar, like I said, it's just he's just having fun. He's going to road course racing where, it's relatively safe or safer than if he was driving those cars on the ovals. And he just wanted to experience it. I guess, he had a bit of a taste of driving some cars, swapping cars with Alonso and that sort of thing in the years before he retired. And I think he's just having that sort of boy racer experience at the moment.
I was going to say he's definitely having more fun with it now. I mean, he's got nothing to prove in NASCAR. He's got the championships. Yeah. Although I will always say that 7th championship, Logano gifted that one to him because I think he was the 3rd best driver that day, and Logano and Edwards decided to have their little argument or disagreement.
That's true. I mean, Jimmy did have to wheel it from.
Oh, he did.
Last.
He did. I'm just saying he wasn't the best out of those particular two, but and it's funny enough that race pretty much was the end of Carl Edwards' career because he said, "All right, I had enough of this BS. I'm out."
Yeah, it was weird.
So I've got your race win here. I think this is a restart. What, 4 or 5 laps to go? What are you thinking here, Thomas? You're starting inside 3rd place. I skimmed through it, and it looks like we're gonna see some fun racing here in a second. So what are you thinking coming the restart here?
I had to get the lead and be able to play, basically barricade and block everybody because this aero package is not conducive to my driving style, and I don't like blocking like that. But I think I was safe on points for the most part at this point last year, but I kind of knew it's like I need to get something out of this. I need to get a win, and I had to make the right moves at the time to do it. I had to try and gamble for it. Let's see if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, you had to pass Lariah and Eberhardt to win this race, which is pretty, that's pat yourself on the back already. I'm just looking at this without even watching it. I'm
still amazed I actually made that move work because the high line holds so much momentum. But, yeah, when whoever got behind me there, I can't quite see who it was. When they got behind me, I knew I had a shot, but then I saw they lined up on the outside. So I can't remember exactly, but I think I just flat-footed it through there and just I just went for it. I think Eberhardt actually made the move down here, didn't he? No. Dang it.
So there's 3 to go. Yeah, Lariah and Eberhardt are pushing each other on the high side, looking like the preferred groove. Coming to 2 to go here, and you're still making it stick.
I'm trying to remember the move that got me the lead. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't watched this.
You got someone coming for help behind you now. It looks, Eberhardt makes it 3 wide.
That was the move that got it for me because once he made it 3 wide, and I had to help that. Yep. Now it's coming back slowly. Still had to make it stick though, especially with Eberhardt there because he races people very hard at the end, obviously, but I do too. So.
Oh, and you didn't clear him there. I thought you might clear him. That might have caused a big accident.
Oh, I was.
And you're probably like, shit, I should have cleared him. That was really close, though.
Yeah, it was. And then let's see. Like I said, I haven't seen this in a while. This is where he lost that draft help, and I think that's what got me because once I had this, I had the draft, and he moves up a little bit. I can't tell. I don't remember if side draft was a thing at this time.
No. It's coming. 1 lap to go. You guys are still side by side. You bring it in really low here. I would have thought the arch there by Eberhard would have been enough, but it looked like it actually allowed you to get clear him coming in, like the inside work there.
Yeah.
And you gave him the high side here. Wow.
Well, I saw he was there. Then this right here, I thought I was dead. That I remember.
Wow. Oh, my God.
And then I gave him the bottom.
For the lead, but the last-ditch effort, I don't think is going to stick. Thomas George holds the outside for his first win at 2020, and Michigan going to bring Thomas George to the postseason.
That ended my winless streak.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
So Thomas, who was driving for you?
Believe it or not, Matt, I did have some talent at one point. Would you believe my first win in RSR came at Watkins Glen?
Wow. Did no one show up?
All right. Well, you're off for 2 more weeks. When's the first race where I could bump you out of the way?
Daytona, the worst race ever.
Okay, good. Let's see. If I need to win that race and you're ahead of me, I'll be sure to. Well, I won't say. I'll save it.
I was gonna just push you to the win, but now I got to reconsider.
Were you really gonna push me to the window? Let's be honest here.
Probably, yeah. I mean, like, so my thing with date. Oh, actually, we've still got that funny package, don't we? That's gonna be it's probably gonna be gross. I'm assuming, but
of course.
Cup
Cup racing at Daytona right now is absolute junk, and I absolutely hate it. I would bring. If they could, I'd bring back the 2-car tango. I would bring that back 100%. Because at least then you can do something. Right now, you can't do jack squat with this package at plate tracks.
Braden made a really good point. We're technical teammates. We're both part of the Chevy, so I would have to push you to the win.
Yeah, okay, well, that works then.
That's a thing in sim racing. We are looking out for other manufacturers.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I was like, where the fuck have I been? I've just been randomly picking cars that look nice.
I was gonna say
with the Altus Esports guys.
I was gonna say, Chevy, give me my damn paycheck if I'm being a technical alliance.
Exactly. That's true. Wait, oh no, what did oh, okay, yeah, Sam wants to watch the Clash.
Yeah, I think maybe we should save that for Nick.
Yeah, we will.
I think Nick is spending too much time in the comments. At some point he'll get on the show here.
Yeah, where is that guy?
He said a few minutes, about 20 minutes ago.
Thomas, did you watch yesterday's? Wait, were you in yesterday's race?
No,
did you watch it?
I have not watched it yet because I was busy yesterday and got home and went to sleep immediately. Because
do what Danson's doing. Get yourself some really salty popcorn.
Yep.
Sit down and watch the IROC broadcast.
I'll watch it this weekend with a bottle of bourbon in my hand.
There you go.
I have not been able to drink all week, so I will.
Okay, so you can sneak peek preview. You can make a drinking game, and every time that Danson throws a pun out there, take a shot.
Oh, come on, man! I want to make my Maker's Mark 46 last.
Did I do that many puns? I think I felt like I kind of I warmed into it. I didn't start with the puns.
It wasn't a ton, especially at the end though. Like in the last 5 laps plus going through the results, like if you weren't smashed by then, like you're falling over on the table.
Yeah, there was a lot of puns towards the end, that's for sure.
Yeah, at the very end. But I think everybody enjoyed it. Or at least I did.
Now, what was the data you were looking at? We can probably say this when Nick gets here, but has there been an update with the number of views on that race?
As far as Evan, so Evan hasn't even posted the post race report, so we know he hasn't looked back at the race yet. I know we were asking for feedback anxiously,
but it was like, wasn't it one of the most viewed? You were telling me.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say this for when Nick gets on, but we'll save it. We'll save it. Well, yeah, we'll save the IROC stuff. We'll get to it. Sneak peek, but yes, it was.
I got an actual question for Thomas. Thomas, who do you think is going to be the final 4 in our series?
Let's see. Andrew, That's the first one right off the bat.
Very safe. Yep.
I haven't
I got the
checked.
standings up here. Hopefully that helps a little bit.
I was gonna
So you're
say,
right under the cut by 2 points.
yeah. If I Matt God, if I had 6 of those top 10s, I should have. I'd be okay. Brandon Bowie, I probably would say is good there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a Roval in the second round, or
That's in
It's
the
the first round, I think. Yeah.
so I know Matt's probably going to win that one and get to the next round, and then fourth one. I probably would put Matt in the top 4 right now, and then the fourth one's difficult because I can't. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. I've never been able to. Agnell, I know can get on. He can get on hot. He can get on a hot streak.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I can't say Daniel for sure because Daniel has had just as bad as luck as I have had this year, but he's been able to get the 2 wins. So right now, I would have to say Andrew, Brandon, Matt, and I would have to say Agnell. And nothing against Eberhard, but the luck has just not been there. If the luck was there, I would probably put him in there.
I feel like it's like Andrew and Brandon are super safe bets for the 2 spots to go through. I would say. But then those other 2 spots. It's anyone couldn't it? Between I feel like I'm in that range. But Daniel, Agnell, I mean Nick Silver's been really strong. Obviously hasn't converted for a win yet, but if he keeps that consistency, you never know. Sam could do anything. Lariah, there's a bunch that could just,
I mean, it all just depends on who gets hot at the right time. But I mean, I would say compared to NASCAR, real life, this league, you kind of know who's got what. I mean, I'm not throwing my name in there because even if I get top 10s the rest of the year, I'm still not fast enough right now. So I got to find something. I mean, that's kind of like half the field right now. It's like they're capable of doing it, but the problem is they got to find that extra gear, and I don't know where that is right now.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. And yeah, like you said, in those races, anything can happen. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. We're getting close, which is pretty crazy. I keep thinking it's still a long way away, but we're only. I think Daytona is the last race before the playoffs start.
Yeah, we got Watkins Glen, Michigan, and Daytona.
Yeah, which is it's crept up on us. So I'm going to be very rusty because I'm missing. What'll it be, like a month by then, and then rolling in with Daytona, it's going to be dicey. I'll need the Roval just to scrape on in.
I don't think so. You'll be okay at the Rovals. You got to get this out of your head. I think we've put it in your head. I almost feel bad about it. I think you're going to rebound. Yeah, maybe just need the time off. Take off one oval race. Watch how it's done, and then you'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'll take the onboard footage of Nick Mara and see if I can learn something, and hopefully apply that. Sam, why are you always trying to bring me down? He's always got to be trying to take me down a peg in the chat. Such a meanie.
I think he's a little bitter because he still hasn't won an RSR yet. So you've got 5 wins now at least.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so, I think that's
6 total. He won All-Star Open. That's like winning qualifying, Sam. It doesn't count.
All-Star Open. I guess he got an interview for that, so I would take it. Is it showing up on Dan Lissa as I guess I know the name change, Sim Racer Hub. Is it showing up as a win there on the season schedule?
I don't know, but the way I see it, it's like celebrating because you're the fastest in the warm-up. Like, does anyone care?
Matt's just going after everybody tonight.
That's true. But I agree, Nick. The Clash is definitely a more important win than the Open for sure. Because the Open just gets you into the All-Star race. Like it's literally just qualifying. It's the Open is for the people who have not won anything. So it's like cool, you know. Just win something, Sam.
No
Wait,
pressure.
I won Q in my first career start here. What's your point? Wait, who is Mr. Coffee?
Yeah, Mr. Coffee has to identify himself.
I think we've got a new addition, don't we, Matt?
Yeah, I'm working on getting Nick in here
Okay.
on the fly.
Oh, Trey. Wait, is he Trey Browning?
For a second. I'm still here. I'm going to jump out of the camera for a second.
Mr. Coffee, is that Trey Browning? Is that who we're talking with? Oh, hell yeah! Did you see my commentary of your wreck yesterday? It was one of the moments I was most proud of. It was God. I think you didn't you maybe you spun. Did you spin or did you actually wreck? I can't remember, but I was like, I mentioned something about your surname and it was pretty impressive.
Oh, the Browning, the Browning pun.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Trey will definitely be Browning after that one.
How much liquor am I going to need for this?
A lot.
More. You're not drinking already. Yeah, it's more.
Good Lord have mercy. I mean, I've got plenty of liquor, so that's not an issue.
So Braden reckons Sam is gonna wait. What? Hang on. What's this? Sam's gonna win Daytona. I mean, if he was gonna win anywhere, it'd be some Mickey Mouse track like Daytona. That does make sense.
Ah!
All right, I'm going to go ahead and state a controversial opinion, and anybody that hates me for it, you're welcome. The Daytona 500 is the most overrated damn race on the planet.
Oh, that's a huge call, but I agree.
I am sorry, but that is the biggest crapshoot of a race now. It is not 25 years ago. It meant something. Now, with everybody running in a damn pack, it's just a literal crapshoot. I would rather win Darlington or my home track in Richmond or Martinsville. I would rather win those than Daytona.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Because it seems kind of farcical for it to be this, amazing race and oh wow, like I've won this, but it's literally just down to, pack racing. It's like, is it really that impressive? I don't know.
If you had 5 or 6 of the best cars up front going for the win, then I would justify it because it's what it used to be. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to sound like the boomer going, "Oh my god, it was better in the old days." It's like, well,
that is exactly how you sound. So glad you're self-aware.
I'm perfectly fine with admitting it, but I mean, remember in '97, it was Gordon, Wallace, Earnhardt, and I can't remember the other 3 now.
Well, they were actually lifting back then too.
Yeah, like I said, I have no problem with drafting racing like that if you've got your 6, 7 best cars that have been good and are the best and have been preparing for Daytona up there. But I don't like it when – and look, Michael McDowell, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Let's be honest. I'm not going to really say that the Daytona 500 is good anymore if you got Michael McDowell winning the damn thing.
Yeah.
He's a good guy and he's a solid racer, but come on, I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we finally got Nick in. Nick, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh,
there he is. Okay. Voice in the face.
You know what time this thing starts, right, Nick?
Okay, well, I was having the time of my life. Hot Girl Summer literally went into the podcast. It was an accident.
Wow. That's crazy.
I was at Wrigley Field. I'm so sorry. So, and then, I know you were doing some testing. So I don't worry. I was listening on the train. Lots of people were passing out. I've got plenty of jabs to get in. So I don't know what you guys exactly talked about, but I have been holding my tongue for about an hour now. So
did Chris Bryant get traded yet?
He hit a home run in the 9th inning, but he did not get traded. Joey Votto hit 2 home runs today. Yeah,
God, Joey Votto.
As the great Premier League coach Ted Lasso said, after I binge watched the whole show last weekend, it's not about wins and losses. It's about whatever happens. I don't even know what the rest of the quote is. It doesn't matter what happened. So they may not have won the big match, but I drank a lot of alcohol, so it was fun for me. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
What is the appeal of baseball?
Honestly, the appeal was things that happened that had nothing to do with baseball. So, yeah.
Because it just seems like from like an outsider that's, I know it's America's game and all that sort of thing, but like it just seems really boring.
Jacob Sword 31 is not 100% wrong about his comments there. So
that's because baseball can't market its star players anymore. Yeah, Mike Trout for 10 years, who's the best baseball player. They don't market him. You've got Tatis Jr. out of San Diego, probably going to be the next big star for the next 10 years. They don't market them. Baseball just doesn't market very well, and they don't. I hate to tell, and anybody who's a baseball purist that goes about the steroid era being evil. Well, the steroid era saved your damn sport, so I don't want to hear it.
It was entertaining.
What was the steroid,
right? Late 90s, early 2000s.
That was when Bonds and McGuire. Well, Bonds was never proven guilty, but
it's like the NASCAR playoffs. Love it or hate it, but it is more entertaining.
Guys, have we talked about my incredible performance yesterday? I got rave reviews from all 7 of my friends, so I'm sure have we talked about it yet?
We literally left everything about the broadcast until you jumped on. So we've been talking to Thomas and getting
Did you see the intro to today's show?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Hold on. You're right. Wait. No, I didn't. Let me do it real quick. I'm Nick Mara.
Go back and watch that.
And this is After the Turns.
Wait.
Go. Do it. Yeah, do it.
I don't have
it. That was it. I nailed it. I didn't see what happened. It did it. I don't need to. You didn't. You interrupted me.
We need to go back. We need to go back. You ready? Here, we're gonna go back. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Nick Mara, and this is After the Turns. Did someone else do the promo today? Did someone else do the intro?
Of course. How do you think we started the show? Yeah, Danson did it. Danson did it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I think yesterday our budding rivalry is coming to a head after yesterday's performance. So I can't have you outdoing me, Danson, one single fucking bit.
My intro was perfect.
Honestly, your accent could have probably carried it. Even if you said all the words wrong and you said the wrong name of the podcast, I would have probably said yes to it. You would have sold me. So
you need to go back and watch it.
I thought we were gonna say, and this is around the humps, but Danson.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
the humps. Oh God.
That would have been really solid. Well, I'll go back and critique you. You'll get a DM that you'll probably ignore. Just know.
You're always sliding my DMs.
I slid in your DMs 3 times since this broadcast started.
I know.
And you guys, you know what his response is every time? LOL. I know I'm funny. I need a little more than that. Okay.
That's just me dismissing you, and it's giving you some form of acknowledgement, but just
but not enough to make me feel good. Not good enough for my Dear Diary entry tonight. Just enough to be I think he thinks it's funny, but he's not really commenting on it.
I just need to extinguish the conversation, just so that
I did watch. I was hesitant to watch some of the review. I was hesitant to watch our broadcast yesterday, but I don't know what everybody else thought, but we sounded damn good. We're still waiting on Evan's comments yet. I think he's. I think yesterday when they said what the views were, he was like, "Oh shit, oh no." That was the plan.
They're coming for my job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's already happened. He just doesn't know it yet. But no.
Do you think Evan will start to mix in a few puns and a few of our things into his broadcast style?
I'm not gonna lie. That was the surprise of last night's broadcast. I think in total of 10 episodes, I think we've maybe heard one Danson pun. And by the 4th one, I was like, shit, this is a thing. This is gonna happen. I'm just gonna let it happen at this point. And I am gonna laugh. I think audible laughs were heard. Audible LOLs. Were heard on the broadcast too many times.
I heard them from the second floor of the Mara Motorsports.
Oh, well, we can't say that. His head's gonna literally outfill the fucking screen right there. So don't say that. Don't say that.
So I think we should start from the beginning. If we're gonna get into the broadcast or the broadcast from yesterday, now we should start all the way at the beginning. So we had Evan on the show 5 weeks ago, and going into that show, I had an idea in my head that I think previous to that weekend, I think there were a few drivers in the booth, and I was like, that'd be a really cool opportunity. I know that Nick, we've spoken in the past about maybe broadcasting at some level. And I know Freaky Fast Broadcasting has openings, and I was like, hey, Nick, maybe we should do this. Obviously, RaceSpot TV is another level, right? So we never did anything with that. But obviously, there's always been an interest. And Nick, I know you've had interest in commentating. So I had this idea in my head. And I was like, well, it's something we can bring up to Evan. And yes. So Nick, you spent a good 30 to 45 minutes inviting yourself to Evan's house. And I thought, shit, that's going to be the ask. I can't ask about the drivers only broadcast now because Nick's already asked to go over to his house. So I ended up asking the question. Obviously, Evan had reached out a few weeks later. We announced that we were going to be doing the IROC race, right? So, we published this is a few weeks ago. We're able to say, hey, we're signed up to do this, which is pretty cool. I had to get everybody's sign off first. So we're going to spend a second talking about that. I know, Danson, you're like, oh, I want to lead the thing by the end of the discussion or the broadcast yesterday. But when I originally reached out, I called Nick instantly. Nick was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And Danson was like, what did you sign me up for? Right? So.
Wait, hang on, that makes me sound really bad. No, I was just like, oh, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. It was like, I called Nick back and I'm like, well, I thought we'd all want to do this. I don't want Danson to feel like he has to do this. But it doesn't really seem like
he tried to take my job from me. You're like, easy.
Easy. We have to set that stage, right? Because so much changed from that moment up until the end of the broadcast. Because even Danson, I messaged you the night before, and you're like, "Yeah," I'm like, "You ready, man?" And you're like, "Sure." I was like, "Oh wow, I just feel that energy. It's gonna be a great show." So, based on our conversations, I had no idea what to expect, but you guys did a great job. So, yeah.
You should know that I'm a naturally unenthusiastic person a lot of the time.
I'm getting that, except for last night when it
actually happens. Once it starts, then it's all good. But it's like the podcast. Every minute leading up to it, I'm like, yeah, I mean, cool. All right, the podcast is soon. But then once we're on, then we're off and racing.
How many jokes?
You're like, why did I show up 45 minutes late tonight? I should have just got on my time.
Yeah, he was hoping I would carry the show for the first hour, and then he realized I wasn't going to be carrying it. That's exactly what you were hoping for. Let's just pretend like that didn't happen, but that's okay. You didn't know what I was doing. It was funny because I think my favorite part of the pre-race show, other than the 45 minutes of technical difficulties, was listening to Danson's girlfriend vacuuming the room and cleaning all the clothes. That was really, really nice of her to clean up your very.
No, that's not even remotely close to what was happening.
We all heard the vacuum. Unless it was you two, we all heard the vacuum.
Yeah, the vacuum definitely occurred, but it wasn't Alex cleaning. I had a little bit of maintenance I needed to do. I had a bit of cat hair on the front of my shirt from Moo, who'd come to sit with me, and so I needed to get rid of that. So I had a professional look.
Of course. I didn't realize the cameras. Sorry, I have not had my microphone plugged in, so I don't know if you guys can even hear me. I didn't realize how
it sounds better than normal.
You're saying that. Was there an echo? I feel like there was probably an echo.
There's no echo. I don't think you've ever had the microphone plugged in.
I have ever since the first episode, minus 40 minutes. There we go. Now it's plugged in.
It literally hasn't changed at all.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, you have to actually change the setting in.
You got to change the settings. I don't reckon you've ever used your microphone on any of these broadcasts.
Okay,
I'm gonna laugh. Maybe he has never used it because you actually have to manually change it in the settings. in your window there.
Okay, Matt, give me the history of you guys. Did Nick go to school, or like was he like not allowed to develop, like cognitively, or?
So Nick is so I've always been very tech savvy, and Nick has not been. So we're sitting there having technical issues, right? So first off, Evan and Hugo say get in the team speak at 7, and at 7:15, and Danson's saying, "What's TeamSpeak?" So obviously,
I knew what TeamSpeak was. I was trolling.
That's basically what you said. No, then you came in as Lee Diffie, and everybody freaked out. That's actually what happened.
Yes, and you came in as Lee Diffie into the Discord before you got into the TeamSpeak, so we're all waiting.
No, I was already in the Discord, and Dylan renamed me. That's why that was.
Okay. So, anyways, we realized, I think, pretty quickly that we were having
You are the worst. Nick, try and talk.
I'm so lost now.
What?
Okay, put it back to your microphone.
Am I not? Can you not hear me?
Yeah, but you're still on your laptop microphone. Select your microphone that you plugged in.
Did you try?
I don't know if you were on the pre. I don't know if you were on the pre-show yesterday, but I really honestly don't know how to do that or what you're talking about. I just realized $3 on a mic that I've never used that I'm trying to deal with that right now. Okay, just because it sits here doesn't mean it's been used.
So go into OBS.
Okay.
Like the link you are sharing your screen, and on the bottom right, next to the red hang-up phone, there's a settings icon. Click on that, and then under audio sources, you'll have to manually select. And I don't have the right source right now. I'm using my webcam. I didn't realize that, so I should probably.
If people can hear me, I'm not going to deal with this today. This will be a tomorrow issue.
So I didn't have the right setting on either.
Do you know I've taken this thing? I've taken this thing to like multiple different cities, and apparently it's.
Hang on, are you talking at the moment, Nick?
Shut up. I know you can hear me.
Can anyone hear you?
Yes, we can hear him.
You're such a liar.
Yeah, you can see the smirk on his face.
Yeah. Spider Jazza just said, "Why isn't Nick talking?"
Who's Spider Jazza?
God, you're gonna make me pull up the Twitch just to make sure the stream's working.
Oh, it's working just fine. He's lying.
I can see your mouth. I can see your mouth moving. I just can't hear anything. So I don't know if you got it turned off.
Fuck you. He's such a liar. I know he's lying. I know he's lying. Right? He's lying, right? Matt, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. I just confirmed in the broadcast. Yeah. Thanks for that, Danson. Yes, I just confirmed that you literally made me pull up Twitch. So anyways, we had a lot of technical difficulties like this yesterday, right? So Nick and I get in the team speak. The idea was we were going to sit next to each other downstairs. And so I posted an image of the Mara Motorsports studio, put a lot of work into getting everything ready. And that's the after. Yeah. This was the before, right? So I had 2 seats there. We were going to sit next to each other. 4 screens. I think we were going to have iRacing up on 2 of them. Live timing from JRT on one of them. And then another window to do research, right? And then we were sitting next to each other so we can kick back and forth to each other a little more naturally rather than guessing. Because when we ended up doing it, we actually didn't see each other, right? So there was a little bit of talking over each other. I don't think it was that bad, but we didn't see each other while we were doing the broadcast. We have all these technical issues, right? So we were echoing off each other. And also the mic was very soft. So originally the mic that's hooked up that I'm using right now, which hopefully everybody can hear me okay. It wasn't working with TeamSpeak. It was very, very low volume. Yeah, I sound great. So so for whatever reason, it wasn't working with TeamSpeak. I was nobody was able to hear Nick. So we had to go to backup headsets. I have one headset plus some cheap wireless headphones in my ear. The wireless headphones sucked. The headset that Nick ended up using was okay, right? It wasn't great. And so turn the volume up.
Yeah, I don't think you want to hear me any louder. I just checked the audio, so I think we're okay. But yeah, so we ended up going back and forth, and I think we got to about 15 minutes before the broadcast, where it was just like, I'm not doing this. Right? I honest to God, thought it wasn't happening. Like I gave the headset to Nick. I grabbed an old laptop and I went upstairs, and I had thought, I'm not doing the broadcast. So, you guys are messing with me, right? Like you can hear me.
No,
right?
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So I went upstairs and got on my laptop, and it still had issues, so I had to restart it. And this is the countdown on RaceSpot TV was at 8 minutes, and it still wasn't working. So restarted the computer, and I think I got set up, and I was using the headphones, they weren't working, and then I used the Mac mic, and they said they could hear me, and just use that. And it was like the countdown was at 90 seconds. So after like almost an hour of troubleshooting, I ended up using the Mac. And yes, Nick ended up being on this. So Nick came over. He ended up being on this that I set up with all my stuff. And then I ended up sitting next to the window in here on the floor. So this is where I was broadcasting the race in the summer.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah, so I was sitting right here next to the little kids' basketball hoop in the kids' playroom. So not what I had envisioned, but glad that there was something that came out of that.
Was a
and
lot
that I was
safer than your sim rig.
What'd you say?
No one sat in the sim rig. No one sat.
It's a lot safer. It's a lot safer than your sim rig.
Yeah, I thought about buckling in for the broadcast just because of all the crashes that were happening. Maybe it would just be a little safer down there, once the race started. But I there was too many screens. I could barely see TeamSpeak like all the way to my right. So what I wanted to do, because I know Danson was.
See TeamSpeak for?
What?
Why would you need to see TeamSpeak?
Because I was going to be like, okay, you talk, Danson, then Matt, you talk. But then Danson and I were like, okay, this is going to be a war for 50 laps. Okay, we can do that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you just kept talking. You just kept talking on nonstop. It was just a matter of like when Matt and I could just get like.
Okay, well, to be fair, it wasn't exactly like that. I'm going to let you lead next time. That way.
Easy.
It was hard. You know what there were some hard things. Hold on. I'm finishing this text. But there were some hard things that were, so the one thing is Hugo, they're very impressive. Hugo basically told us like, he said it before and I didn't realize. He was basically like, you guys are going to lead it and I'm just going to follow you. And I didn't know what that meant, but basically he counted us down and then we never heard, I didn't hear his voice for like the next hour and a half. And we pretty much did everything, but I didn't realize that like through the first 10 to 15 minutes that we had that much control and he was going to follow us. So I thought maybe it would be more like he tells us what we're going to talk about instead of
what a pro though. Like the fact that he's able to follow like that.
It was more impressive that he did that. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't realize that was going to be the dynamic when we first started doing it. So
Nick, I know you love to talk, but just give me a second. Thomas, are you still live?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just letting y'all have fun with this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just Thomas said watch the broadcast. You should watch the broadcast.
He's not going to watch it.
I'll watch it. Just to see the puns that Matt decides to use now.
I felt like they were pretty good. I was disappointed that Matt Mara took the first page of the race rundown at the end because I had a few lined up for that, but I let you have your moment. And I feel like page 2 was pretty good.
On the like 7 names on the second page of the results, so you still got your puns in.
Oh,
I actually. So I'm gonna keep talking now. I decided.
Of course you are. This is just like the race.
Okay, that is not true. I'm gonna let you lead, and I'm gonna sit there, and you're gonna look for my commentary the next time, and I'm just gonna be like, what do you want from me? I have no words. You keep talking. I'm told that you want to do all the talking. My one question, and I said this afterward, I was super impressed with the pun. Did you write them down like in an Apple Notes, or do you come up with that just like in the clutch? Like everyone needs to hear a pun. You're like, give me a San Diego pun. That's impressive.
That was all clutch.
I'm impressed.
I think you used Liam Sheen like 3 times at least.
No, it was only twice. I think that was only twice, but it was worth it.
Yes.
It was worth it, but it's actually something. So Spider Jazza, who's in the chat here, he's attended my streams a couple of times, and basically, like, our thing is just when we're in a race, we just make a pun out of every single person who's in the race. Just make a pun out of their name, and so it's just come from that.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I am gonna interrupt you because now.
Okay, it's all right. You can talk.
I mean, this is basically like yesterday all over again.
Yeah.
What like Matt and I are running in our mid-20s to 30s. What's your Mara Motorsports pun? Like, what do you like? Give me one or two off the top of your head right now.
I mean, you guys are just a pun of yourselves, but I don't know. I don't know if there's really a pun for Mara. Is there?
You're the one who used it on every single driver in the field. I'm pretty sure.
I think. Okay, why don't we start with an easier one? Give us a pun for Thomas George.
Oh, this ought to be good.
But you can't. It's not. I don't think it can apply to absolutely everyone because some of them some of them you can use puns, and then other ones like for Thomas George, I would be looking at the fact that he's got two names. I'd be like, you can't trust Thomas George. He's got two names, two first names.
Try three.
Like use that sort of thing. Because that's an old as saying, right? The fact that you can't trust someone with two first names.
I got three first names counted right.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Your other name?
My middle name is James.
Oh, well, I don't know your life story.
Yeah, dancing. Hey,
I got to add it in there.
Jazz was asking a question that you have to ask Thomas George. Spider Jazza. Can you please?
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but honestly, as an interested observer, I do need to know the answer to this question. So you feel free to ask. You feel free to ask when you feel it's appropriate.
This will be good.
No, it's incredibly inappropriate.
Referring to. That's outrageous.
All right.
Oh my.
All right. Sorry, chat. I told you. This is what I commented earlier. Any sort of confrontation, he likes it until it's time to ask, and then he cowers behind his seats.
Okay, you ask that.
You know what? That's not my forte or my expertise, so I will not be asking.
I thought that is, from what I heard, that. Wait, actually, hang on. You say that's not your forte?
It's not my forte.
At all?
0% of the time. You could throw three smells at me, and I would say yes to all three are probably the case. Yeah, I honestly couldn't.
Right. Okay. So
I'm gonna leave that for the experts, but maybe
say no. I would have thought you'd say no. That's the impression I got. But anyway, moving along. Moving along.
Thomas is like, what the fuck's happening? Yeah. Great.
I mean, that's my reaction to most things these days. Just like, what the fuck is going on now?
Idiots.
Oh no, that's my usual. That's my other go-to word at work. Don't worry.
Yeah.
What word was that?
Idiots.
Idiot.
Oh.
I have not used that word that much during the last couple of sim races. I've actually been cordial in my Discord.
Yeah, I think that's been more so a Sam Nieto word for the last few.
We've got a more legitimate question that we can ask on the chat. Thomas, what was the last thing you had in your microwave?
Last thing I had. Oh, okay. So on Friday last week, I made shepherd's pie, a good amount of it, and then put it in the fridge and actually put it in the microwave tonight. And I had the rest of the shepherd's pie. That was the last thing.
That's 4 days. That's borderline? Like that's like right on the edge, right? So like day 5, you probably throw that out, right?
It's still good.
Was shepherd's pie one of the answers to that question? I think that he gave us 2 answers in one right there. That makes sense. I mean,
hey, sometimes, hey man, my stomach can handle most things. So I don't. When you don't make a ton of money, you got to kind of budget everything, right? Or you spend your money on fucking sim rig shit. So one or the other.
Oh yeah, I think we all do that.
Should I do a sim seats read now?
Yeah, let's do the readout. Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
No,
I'm not pulling up any ad reads. But I will say, my friends did say that was my favorite part. So if Danson gets to lead the next broadcast, I get to do all the ad reads still because I nailed it.
Yeah, you can do the ad reads. That's fine.
Because I was good at it. Can you say that? Is that the one thing you could say? Say that was good. I talked a lot.
Well, it's perfect for you. Like it's that real kind of like sheep, like you're a slave to the system. It's perfect.
But like,
Nick
that's
is-
called a
yes.
sellout. Okay, that's called a sellout.
Nick is in
that's what I meant.
recruiting, right? So there's some experience there, right? I mean, like selling things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I still think the best use of the word sellout. I think when everybody talks about Metallica selling out in the early '90s, and I think Twisted Sister said it best. Yeah, they sold out all right. They sold out every damn stadium on that tour.
Hell yeah.
So,
We were just listening to Metallica before, actually, just before I.
No, you were not.
Huh? Uh-oh.
The chat is getting pretty hard to.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah.
I hope that my appearance on this show has not made the chat go insane because
Honestly, no. I'm gonna take the blame for that one. I'm gonna take.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely thrown off the rails by Nick.
Yeah, honest to God, though, I think my personal opinion is I watched the broadcast back and I was like, damn, that lead announcer, his voice is just so announcer-like. I was super impressed. I think he's got a real future. I don't know. I thought the transitions were really good. I think he did a really good job talking over the Australian. I really think that was maybe the best part of the broadcast. No words edgewise from the rest. I think it was a one-person broadcast at that point. I don't know.
Oh wow! Wow, that was some bold statements there.
They are very bold statements.
Nick is going to start a war with Australia at this rate.
I think I had the initial reaction. I think after the broadcast that Danson, maybe you had that I didn't feel like I talked that much, but I rewatched the broadcast. I thought we actually did a pretty good job of going back and forth. They had told us before the race, hey, you haven't done this before. Try a 1-2-1-3 system, right? So Nick is 1 as the main announcer. I let Danson take 2, and then I was 3, right? So Nick's supposed to speak, then Danson was supposed to speak, then back to Nick, then to me, back to Nick. So I think Nick was supposed to talk 2 times more than everyone else. So I wasn't necessarily thrown off by that. I think the first couple runs we did a good job of it, and the issue was there were so many cautions. So we get into a little bit of a groove, just like you do on the racetrack, and then a caution comes out, and then everybody wants to talk, and then you got to kind of like find that groove again where you're like handing back and forth off. So here comes another monologue. So yeah, no, I thought it was. I think near the end of the race we all got excited, but I think everybody did a fair amount of talking. Danson, I feel like that's not maybe a fair statement. I think Nick did let us talk, so I think we did okay.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's pretty evident through the monologues, and then every time Nick, cuts me off right now, it's pretty evident why I couldn't get a word in.
Oh my God, you got like 26 puns in, and he says he gets no words in. I listened back to the broadcast. You know what my honest thought was of your broadcasting, Danson? I think it was I was like, damn, that's good.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah.
I was actually impressed. I was like, I mean, the lead obviously carried it, but for a solid number 3, Danson really, you know what you did? You gave some really solid like front. The hard thing is I thought we'd all get to see each other, and we didn't. So it was really hard to hand it off. Like it was really hard to like hand it off to you guys, and I would pause and I'd be like, somebody.
Who's gonna pick it up? Yeah, somebody's
gonna
pick it up.
One of you guys pick it up, and I was just too far away from TeamSpeak because of my old advanced age. I couldn't see to even like type over there and be like, somebody take it afterward. It's too much happening at one time. So I was just kind of hoping that like you guys would take it. So if I did talk, like Danson, we're gonna get you in the lead spot, and I'm gonna have to carry you through the end of the broadcast. That's what's gonna happen next time. You'll be like, oh, I get it now. The puns only took me for like 20 laps, and then Nick carried me the last 50. That's exactly what's going to happen. So,
all right. Anyway, so it.
I've got nothing.
Yeah. I just wish you'd let me call some of the more exciting moments as well. Like every time something was happening, it's like, oh, it's the Nick Mara show again. He's got to jump in and take over.
I was the lead. Okay, I was the lead announcer. It was on our Google Doc. It said lead announcer, play-by-play, Nick Mara.
This is Danson. This is the same guy who was very hesitant about even doing it, right? So
I never said I was hesitant. I was cautious.
Well, and it's funny because I tried to give you second and first in the interview. I tried to give you Seth, your best friend.
Well,
And
I
tried to give
thought
you.
we could do it. Matt does P3, I do P2, and you do P1. But when you were like saying, I was like, well, obviously now I've got to do P1. Like I just had to be professional and just take the lead. We couldn't have an awkward moment where I'm like, oh no, you do it, and so I was just like, it's fine, I'll take the reins. But this guy's just going rogue halfway through.
I did go rogue halfway through. At some point, I realized, I'm deciding what. Like, it was one time where we showed, like, you guys talked about the battle for, like, fifth, and then Hugo showed it, and I was like, we're telling him what to do. We're literally doing that. So now we can just do it.
That power got to your head. That power got to your head, and you're like, now I need to control everything, and I'm not going to let anyone speak ever.
Okay, that is just a lie. That is a lie. I really want you, Dan. I really want to do it. I want to do it again because, one, guys, obviously, what did they say afterward? You guys had fantastic chemistry, literally word for word. I was like, obviously. I mean, I think I can. That's true. I have great chemistry with myself. Apparently, is what they were saying according to Dancing. But I do want to. I really hope. And I'm just gonna basically say it now because I'm still coming down from my drunk from the baseball game. I really hope that they let us do it again because I had a lot of fun. I thought that was more fun for me than driving. And it was funny because it was like an hour through. We were near the end. I didn't realize that, like, you could see us. Like, you guys could probably see yourself on camera like I could. Yeah. And there was a point where I was like, oh, you're just, like, laid back watching a race like you would be with any other, friends, I guess, or, whatever.
They only showed us on camera a couple times. Yeah.
It was a lot of – I enjoyed it. It was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that more than the driving piece, honestly. It was a lot. It was especially once we got going and the race started. So I'm sure people were saying very positive things about me, but
I actually haven't heard any feedback from anyone. So I'm like waiting for Evan to watch the race. He hasn't put out the post race. So I know he hasn't watched the race yet. So curious for his feedback. I know he did the All-Star race for the Coke Series tonight. So we'll probably see something tomorrow. I will say the race did very well. So I'd like to think at least we're a part of the hype, right? So I've got a success slide here or something I put together just in general for the podcast because I think it all led to yesterday. Mm-hmm. Is what we've done over the last 3 weeks. I don't know or not 3 weeks, 3 months. So I don't know. I don't think we've decided if we're having an episode this week or not. Right. But I did want to call out. I think Brandon Bowie and I spoke a few weeks ago about goals for the podcast. And I don't think we really had any when Nick and I did the first episode. It was like, I hope we don't feel like a bunch of idiots when we post, 30 minutes about us talking about the league. Who the hell are we? And received some good feedback. Our second guest on the show, Danson, said he enjoyed it so much that he'll join us for 12 more episodes, right? I think we're at 15 now, so you've joined us for all but one since your episode, Danson.
Oh, I mean, when you offered me $1,000 per show, it's hard to turn down.
It's funny. I was going on my Hot Girl Summer Run, which was consisting of, just so you know, Danson, 5 miles, because I got to look really good for the show, obviously. Sure. And I thought, I was like, at some point, Danson's going to start asking for royalties. And when he does, Matt's going to give it to him. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. I was like, why hasn't he asked yet? He's made it big time now. He got like 4 words in on yesterday's broadcast. Obviously, he's made it big time. So he's going to start the DM's coming soon. I'm hoping.
Well, that's why we can't make him lead announcer. He's going to ask for some more money.
Exactly. He
can't afford any more than we're paying him already. So 15 episodes with today's episode, 14 guests, and obviously one of them being Danson, you staying with us. And then I have 14 drivers out of what? 43 car field. I mean, we've got a quarter of the guys. A little more, almost a third of the guys already on the show, which is pretty awesome. 2,500 views. Hopefully after this one, we'll be around there. 3 episodes with over 200 views, including the last one with Andrew and 41 followers. Hopefully we'll get to 50. I'm hoping. So if you're listening, please follow us. We'll get to affiliate status. That'd be pretty cool. And then the broadcast, which I think it culminated of the 30 plus hours of the podcast that we've done together. That chemistry, I think, showed on the broadcast yesterday, and got the opportunity on RaceSpot TV of all places to do the first broadcast. I think Hugo after the show had said he usually works with people who are more professional. Maybe if I shouldn't say professional, more experienced, like a professional announcers, right, on RaceSpot TV. So more experienced, and maybe if someone is new to it, that's like one of them and not all three, right? And I think he said that we did a really good job. I think that meant a lot to us. Obviously, I think he had streamed for like 18 hours on RaceSpot TV the day before. So that, someone who's that close to it doing it every week, that certainly meant a lot. And we're not there yet, but it's going to be. It's literally been 24 hours. Almost 1,000 views for the race yesterday. Most watched Real Sim Racing race since the opener of the Winter Series 8 months ago.
Whoa.
So yeah, so no joke. Like we brought the fans, we brought the viewers. I mean, I don't think it was all us, but for an IROC race to get that many views, I think we had a part of it. I'd hope so. So I think a pretty awesome accomplishments, and big thanks to everyone who's joined us for the last 3 months. Certainly not stopping anytime soon, but did want to take a pause and reflect after. I think 15 is like a milestone of kind of what we've done, and certainly far surpass anything I think we were hoping to achieve with this.
Yeah, I concur.
I think you've been on.
It was a lot of fun. It would have been better if Nick had let us talk, but all things being equal, it was quite good.
Oh my goodness gracious! I swear to God, I'm gonna text Evan and I'm gonna be like, please. Well, I don't have his number yet. I do need his address at some point, but I don't have that yet. But I need to message him and just say, please let Danson lead the broadcast. I'll say 6 words the whole time just because I want to be able to say that I got 6 words in. Personally, I think that would be okay. It's hard to just keep talking the whole time, believe it or not. As amazing as I am at it, Danson, it's not the easiest thing to do to just keep talking when you don't know when anyone else is going to talk on the other side of the microphone. That was the hard part.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
I think they know moving forward. I think I was ready. I think Danton, you were probably ready to talk most of the time, right? Yeah. So I think it's almost like with more doing this, I think you just got to trust that somebody else is not going to leave a big void of silence, right? I think the second you stop talking and there's any pause, it's like, okay, next person's up. Somebody say something.
Yes. I agree, Matthew. So, Thomas George.
Yes.
Just making sure you're still with us. And when you watch the race, are you going to be giving us instant feedback? And are you going to say mostly only positive things, do you think?
I'm going to be playing the wild card. You don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, if I feel, you've heard me shoot my mouth off constantly enough now to know that I'm going to say what I feel. Now, granted, again, like I said, just whatever I say when I'm behind the wheel of a car, 99% of it is bullshit. Oh. But I'm sure I know I'll enjoy it because between you two arguing tonight like it's an episode of Maury, I think I'll enjoy the broadcast.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the broadcast was like. So
just constant argument. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I am not getting a silent treatment. What am I getting silent treatment for? My fantastic work? Is that what?
So what else have we got, Matt? What are we going to go through?
Jesus Christ! I gotta tell you, I need you. You know what I want? You know what I want? I need to do this because I need to hear Danson's like 90-second open for the final round of Chicago. Just like I need to get that in my life, and you've only got like 2 minutes to think of it because we've had an hour of technical issues. That's
right. Yeah.
What do you mean? You want me to get rid? You want me to announce Chicago now?
No, you don't have to do it now. I'll save it for like 3 weeks.
He just wants to see it. Yeah, he just wants to see it. So I think it was thrown out there that I had made the comment at the end, that with the expectation to be back in the car, and Nick and Danson had said, well, they've kind of invited themselves to stay for the next IROC race. Certainly, that would be an awesome opportunity. think we'd all love to do it. Certainly respect if, they've already done their drivers only. Getting one opportunity is awesome enough. But if we were to get another opportunity, I think I'd work a little bit harder on the technical stuff beforehand, and maybe we'd do like a test session to make sure everything's working properly before we get started. So that we can do it the way I think we thought we were going to do it. But still, I think all things considered, it still turned out pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to stop patting ourselves on the back so other people can tell us that we did good.
And nobody's circled into my DMs. Danton didn't even give me an LOL afterwards. So I'm a little disappointed on that. But
Did you message me?
Trouble in paradise.
No, I did not message you. I was just expecting hey, carry the team.
But you didn't carry
Great job. Well, you only got text messages, I think you said from 7 different friends. So that wasn't enough.
Wow.
Here's your buttons. I'm just trying to push every single one. No, there was no good broadcast. Well done. I did honest to God say, I said, I wish I was a pun guy. So I was jealous of all of the puns that you were making. So with that was
I don't know. The pun thing is like, I feel like the pun thing is a color commentary thing. I don't think that's
to be fair. Well, to be fair, no. Actually, Danson, you really could have gotten a last lap call with like 2 or 3 punts in there. I can only imagine what a turn. Well, you'll get that next time. Do we ever?
I told Nick after the race, I was like, I'm really glad you started doing the call through 3 and 4 to the finish line, because otherwise Danson was going to step in and he was going to take the call to the line.
I had something ready.
Thing.
Save it.
The call
ready.
Save it. What can we hear it now?
No,
inside
save it for the next one.
Oh, rolls eyes. Yeah. No, I'm not punny. I'm funny, not punny, is what I'm going to say to that.
Questionable.
Think ? Yeah, that's what I would say to that. I don't know for sure. It's hard when you are the funniest person that you know. It's really hard to think anybody else is funny. So Danson, you get that. You think you're clearly the funniest person that's ever existed on this earth. So
that's true.
That's true. Yeah. So it's a battle. It's a burden we're dealt with. So and then when 2 people think that and they get in the same room, I don't know what happens. There's just a lot of jokes going on. So.
Well, Spider just said he wishes, he would love to be able to laugh with your jokes. He just can't hear you. So,
okay.
So if you can,
I'm not funny though. I'm not one. He can hear me. I think that's Sam, right? I feel like I tried to call Sam out, and he'll say it's not him if I say it. That is Sam, right?
Jack of his
all it's doing is making me check the stream every single time somebody says that. All it's doing is making me check the stream.
Wait, Nick, can you hear Matt now?
Yeah, that's yeah. Very funny.
Why do I feel like I'm in high school again? I feel like I'm at high school again.
Yeah, I can hear myself. I literally have the broadcast in my ears. I'm hearing.
Funny because Danton just hit his 18-year high school graduation. I don't think he was invited to it. I don't know if that's a thing, but
Nick, are you muted? Why can't we hear you?
Shut up! That was funny, and you laughed at it. I saw you laugh at it. Yeah,
that's weird.
That's so
weird. We'll just have to lip read. We'll just
guess I'll hop off and let you carry the show. Rolls eyes. I don't know. The chat was a lot less active before I showed up. That's all I'm gonna say. So don't think I didn't see that. Don't think I didn't see that. So they're here for the voice. They're here for the face.
It looks like it's really funny.
What? Shut up! Oh my god, I can't deal with it. I'm gonna need to take a break afterward. I got multiple apps I got to work with right now. You don't think I can't just go dig myself in my life into that right now?
Spider just said, at least Nick looks like he's having fun, even if we can't hear.
I am having fun.
We're always having fun here. We're always having fun.
That's true. So I guess, wait, do we have to do power rankings or anything like that, or no? Because there was no.
I think to wrap up the IROC race.
Oh,
great finish. The racing was fantastic. So made it fun for us to watch. It made it easier to call.
Yes.
It almost felt like a restrictor play race. So that was awesome. So if you don't want to rewatch the race for our broadcasting and announcing, then go ahead and watch it for the racing because it's great. Joey won.
What's his last name?
Yes, I was very curious. If anyone in the chat knows, I think we said his last name a couple different ways. Thies. Danson made the thesis pun after he won. Does anyone know the proper way of pronouncing his last name?
Yeah, see, I said it right, and then I used your incorrect pronunciation to make my pun.
Speaking of which, I know we're not doing a power rankings episode this week, but I did have.
Can we do a power rankings of the commentary?
Yeah, actually, I have that right here.
Oh, commentary power ranking.
I don't know if you can read this. It's Danson's puns. Danson's puns. Going straight in the freezer for how cold most of the.
Put him in the microwave.
I hate to see it. I don't think Danson's puns can recover. I would say that was ice cold. Ice cold. The laughs were fake, and luckily the engines were. The virtual engine noise was louder. That I know you're acting like you can't hear Danson, but you heard that burn, and
No, I'm just like, I think it's evident why the funny stuff was left to me, and the sponsor plugs was left to you.
You know what? I didn't write my jokes on paper like you did, so that's why. But I did have my ad reads on paper. That's why I nailed those. That's why you nailed your jokes. Okay. So.
Yeah, no, we have to write everything down for the entire broadcast. We'll pre-script it, and then it'll be fantastic.
We actually should try that. Literally pre-script the entire broadcast, regardless of what happens in the race. Only stick to our script. That would be hilarious. That would be the best.
Well, if that was the case, Danson, you would have been calling Seth the Merchant win with like 5 laps to go.
100%. Honestly, so Braden and I have been in an Australian league where I honestly feel like that's how they do their broadcast. It's all done in a pre-script, and they even no matter what's happening, they'll make sure they continue talking about what was written down. So it's it's interesting.
We could do that next time. We can do that next time if you'd like. Whatever storylines you want to go with. Obviously, Altus Esports winning, so we could just go with that. And if they're not following it, then we'll just act like that is what's happening.
I'm disappointed we didn't talk about the clash during the race.
We did during my ad. Of course we did. Yeah. I said remember I said something to the effect of they're missing something from that ad read, and that's me.
I remember the McConey setup shop and mentioning you in that one.
Yeah, that's
right. And then he had mentioned that he won the clash, so he's their top driver.
Oh, okay. I must have just blocked it out. I was thinking about what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because of how little words you apparently got in. So amazing that you were even thinking of what you were going to say next when you knew you weren't even going to get that chance. I'm just so confused.
That's true. True. All right, well, what's next?
I don't know. I
have the clash here.
So okay. Watch I'm sorry, but we're doing a funny power rankings, and there's just no way. Whoever Spider Jazz his 4 is just not appropriate. So I mean, you give me 2. You give me 2 on a bad day. Okay.
Motion Mara. Yeah.
Matt Motion Mara. Who's 2 and 1? Obviously, the microwave's 1. Who's 2? Can't be Jansen. I got nothing.
Yes. Well, okay.
No. All right. No way.
That is yes. I'm awesome. Okay, so let's circle back. So obviously we've got a 1 week break, and then is it another IROC race, and then it's Watkins, or is Watkins next week?
Yeah, it's IROC on Monday. So we got another Watkins. It'll be in 2 weeks.
So no. Monday is an off week. It's completely off.
Oh, I thought it was IROC. Okay.
Yeah, I thought so too. So looking at the schedule, the 3rd is open. The 10th. Wait, not the 3rd. It's the 2nd. The 2nd is open. The 9th is Watkins Glen, and the 16th is the IROC finale. Then we go to Michigan for the 23rd, and Daytona to round out the regular season on the 30th.
Will Thomas? Will you be running in that next IROC race, or you're taking it off until Cup comes back?
I'm probably going to be focusing on trying to improve Watkins Glen, so I probably won't be doing the IROC for that one. I gotta figure out these road courses because I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's my braking points or my wheel settings or just lack of talent, and it's probably the 3rd one.
Well, at least Watkins is probably the more straightforward, more easier of any of the road courses we go to. So it hopefully should narrow that gap and make it a bit more competitive as a result. So, I mean, what are you finding is the toughest thing that what are you struggling with the most on the road courses?
Just probably the worst thing is probably the turning. I can't get on the brakes hard enough without locking them up, and I can't turn the car enough to get into the corner. And I've noticed a lot of people are able to get in the braking zone just a little bit deeper, and they're able to turn the car. So I don't know where I've gone wrong with the braking point, because I used to be fairly decent at road courses, but I don't know if they changed something in the tires or the cars, the way they handle. But I know, with Sonoma, I used to be at least it's more technical track, but I used to be decent at Sonoma. This year, just completely off the rail, off the reservation. Like there's just, I don't know where I'm struggling with the road courses as far as that. I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know if it's the braking or if it's the drive off or what. It's one of those things I'm just trying to work out with that car. And
if you want, Thomas, if you do practice in the interim, because I mean I don't know when I'd be available or not, but if you want, you feel free to send me a replay and I'll have a watch of it and I'll let you know what you can adjust and what you can adjust and get better. Otherwise, if I'm around, I'd be happy to do laps with you.
Appreciate it.
There it is. There's the offer, and it's empty.
No, it's not. It's not
There.
empty. No. So this is the difference with the Maras. Like I throw the offer out there, and then you guys never come back to me. You never say, "Hey, let's do some practice," or "Let's do whatever." Like that's what I'm saying to Thomas. If he wants to send me the replay, or if he's around, he's like, "Hey, are you around to do practice?" Which is exactly how Sam does it. He's like, "Are you available now?" And the first 17 times he asks me, I'll be like, "Dude, I'm asleep." But then eventually I'll get there for a session with him, or alternatively, like I said, the other thing to do would be to send me a replay just of one lap, like a lap you feel really good about. I'll watch it and see what
He'll say that sucks. This is how you do better. Yeah.
No. I give critique because I think most likely what the key thing would be is going to be with your braking. You probably need to back the corners up by the sounds of things. If you're struggling to get through the turns itself, you probably need to back the braking zone up and don't jump onto the brake super hard. Is probably the biggest thing as well. Like I feel like we have this misconception that we need to just be slamming the brake as hard as possible. It's a lot of it's about being smooth as well.
Yeah, and that's the main thing is I was experimenting with something with my pedals, and I've gone back on that. And I've gone back to what was working beforehand, and I've done a couple of test laps over at Watkins Glen already just to kind of get a feel for where I can back up the corner. It almost, not to give anything, that doesn't matter, but like going into one at Watkins Glen, it's almost like you almost have to brake even before the light, where I used to be able to brake at the 3 marker, and it seems like it starts wheel hopping. So
yeah,
I just gotta, like I said, that's why I don't know if it's the car, if it's the setups, or if it's the tires. I don't know what they've changed, and
they definitely changed the brakes on the A car, like a year ago, I guess. I think they changed the brakes overall, but definitely the A car lost a bit of braking performance. If you, so I've been running this a Roval league lately. It's on eRacer.
You're winning all the races.
Huh?
You're winning all the races. I
am, yes. But it's basically within the race, they've got the 3 classes. So they've got the trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup car. And it's really interesting to have all 3 on track at the same time. But the biggest thing you notice is that the trucks can really beat the other 2 cars under brakes. The Xfinity is a little bit better than the Cup car, but the truck is significantly better under brakes than the Cup car and also the Xfinity car. So yeah, for sure, we've lost a bit of performance under brakes in the Cup car. So that's probably what you're noticing more so is just that, what everything you knew beforehand with your braking zones, you just got to back them up a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that when I was doing my practicing. Is like, okay, let me back up this corner. So I guess it sounds like I'm on the right track, but who the hell knows at this point? I mean, everything, the sports changed so much with the car. I couldn't tell you what's left and what's right anymore. Especially, there it is. There's the plug-in.
Oh Jesus!
Okay.
I got.
Only took. Hey, you want me to read that for you, Danson?
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Sure, go for it. Just try and make one up on the spot.
What is
Do you
it?
even know what it is?
It's VRS.
VRS what?
It's a virtual racing school, right? That
That's
is
the
right.
company,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Follow the top sim racers on road courses to ovals from Matt Danson to Ray Alfella. $100 an hour gets you an hour session with one of iRacing's rising stars. Please go to www.vrsracing.com for more details. I don't think I said the website right, but also
so Nick, as a iRacing expert,
obviously,
and just a sim racing in general expert,
yes.
what does VRS? What do they offer?
They offer tutorials for. I've used it a couple of times and it hasn't helped me, but
So I am a subscription holder.
My answer to that, but I'm bad.
It helped me a bunch last year. So Virtual Racing School has some really awesome how-to video tutorials for each week. And honestly, for someone who doesn't race a lot like myself, it's super helpful to go in the car because, Matt, that's basically what you're asking. Oh, send me the replay and I'll tell you how to race the track the correct way. Or you could just go to Virtual Racing School with your basic subscription and watch one of the pros do it. And they'll walk you through a lap. Super helpful. Again, I don't have time to run races during the week, so I'll go to Virtual Racing School with my subscription, and I'll watch, the 8 to 9 minute tutorials. I have 8 to 9 minutes. I don't have time to do a bunch of racing, and I think it did really help me out last year. I haven't really been using it this year, which probably shows the results. So I have the client on my machine. I have all the data, but looking at data and seeing how to interpret that to actual actions on the racetrack, I haven't really been able to figure that out, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, interesting. Because I feel like that's for me the huge advantage of them is the fact you can mirror your data against, like you said, like the pros. You can balance that against and see, okay, what am I doing in my braking zones? What am I doing when I'm getting back on the gas, or what am I doing with my steering angle, and how's that translating to how the car's reacting, and then you can look at the ride heights and the different things of what the car's doing. But this is next level. This is a step up from just lessons and data and all that sort of thing. This is the Direct Force Pro wheelbase. So VRS are not only just in the data and setup making sort of business, they're also in the hardware business. So this is a direct drive wheelbase, and it is, oh man, it's a big piece of kit. I'll be honest, it's heavy as hell. Rhett, I am very much looking forward to getting it all set up. I've got my teammates have been on it, and I've been looking at how much they're loving it.
I haven't been on
it's
it's
going to be sick. You should buy it.
Actually,
right now.
I thought as a teammate you would just send it across the pond to me, and then I
really
would,
3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks on the shipping time there. Okay, that's fine. Do they make good? Do they make higher class tray tables to put your wheel and pedals on? Just curious.
They actually are making rigs. VRS will be. They've been developing. It's not available for purchase yet. But it. I don't know if you've ever seen you guys would refer to them as aluminum, but aluminium, profile rigs, and it's looking real nice. But that's I'm not sure exactly when that's all launching and kicking off, but it's going to be big time.
Some really good.
So Thomas, what's your setup look like? What are you using?
Fanatec DD1 with the Club Sport 2.5s from 5 years ago, I think. So I've had those pedals for a while. Direct drive is nice, but direct drive can only get you so much. You still got to have the ability to be able to use it and use it correctly. But I like the I like the wheel selection that Fanatec has, and I've got the oval rim, the BMW rim, and the F1 rim for whenever I do IndyCar stuff, or the Dallara, or the new Dallara that just came out, the IROA or IR01, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
And I love that thing. It reminds me of old mid 2000s F1, just V10 engine, no gimmicks, just put it to the floor and go. I love that car.
Yeah, I've heard mixed sort of reviews on that. Like some people really enjoy it, and other people, very very much against it. But sounds like I haven't tried it yet. But it sounds like you're having fun with it. I'm a big fan of those old school F1 cars, so maybe it'd be up my alley. But I feel like it's so tough. iRacing, we've got such a choice between different cars, but it's often really difficult to go from one to another and and be proficient in them. Like I feel like it's you've got to kind of focus on one or the other. Even really in the NASCAR side, like it's tough to continuously alternate between the A car, B car, the truck, and be really good. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like you got to focus on one or the other at a certain point.
And that's why Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch are talents that should be respected and revered, to be able to climb into basically anything and make it go fast.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, I've won in A, B, and C cars, so I think
What's the highest strength of field you'd want to race in? I would actually be really interested to know.
This is actually way better than mine. Nick has some pretty impressive wins.
I think my highest strength of field was, well, you know what? You're gonna laugh. I think it was like 800, 900. I think was my highest strength.
No.
I think it was 2,900. I think was my highest strength of field.
Wow, that's kind of surprising.
I'm kind of surprised as well. Guess how many wins I've got? Guess how many official non-clash wins I have?
11.
Okay, so can you give me a little bit more respect than that? And then like a little better.
How many races have you done?
Like 450 maybe.
Because I think you would have like a win conversion of like maybe 2.5 to 3%.
Okay, it's a little insulting.
Am I wrong?
God, I'm like, is that where I am?
I think it's slightly better than that actually. I've got 26 wins, and I remember each one like they were a child of my own.
Yeah, 5.7%. That's pretty strong.
Oh. What are your thoughts on that, Danson? My oval winning percentage is, my road course is 0%. Just so you know.
That sounds about right.
You've never even ran a road course race.
I'm not massively surprised because I mean the beauty of iRacing and its system is that it can put sort of barriers as they're referred to. Let's say if you're not so great, like it puts everyone together in their skill level. So you don't. Yeah. It's not like everyone's always having to race against a Coke driver, for example. Yeah. Which is really good because it means that you can have. Because otherwise, if you're going in every race and you're always like it just randomized the field, so you might have yourself getting spanked by a Coke driver, you're going to lose interest in wanting to race. But if you're against people that are your own skill level, it keeps the fun in it. And slowly but surely you can get better and et cetera, et cetera. But based on that, you're obviously going to pick up a couple of wins when you're better than the guys that are around you and whatnot. So that's cool. So you got like 20 something wins. So you probably had like maybe one legitimate victory amongst that, I suppose.
I was gonna say that was the biggest backhanded compliment and the longest backhanded compliment I've ever gotten in my life.
Yeah, we're still going the whole time too. Like they were
all the way around and turned into an insult really late there. It was just like compliment, like just get to it already. Let's just get to the insult. There it is. Weak strength of field. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. I will say most of my wins come at either in the Truck Series or the Cup Series at basically 550 racetracks. So,
wow,
ultimate driver skill every time. So, yeah.
Thomas, what's your biggest SOF victory?
Somewhere between 45 to 5,000, I think, somewhere around there.
Wow, that's big.
Oh my
that's
God.
really big. Yeah.
I don't remember the exact one. I know it's up there somewhere, but might have actually been the Coke 600 I won. I don't remember.
Damn.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't know off the top of my head.
You didn't have that reaction when I said that I won 26 times, but we'll deal with that. So,
Well, Nick, I don't think you would have even been in a race that was a 4,500 strength of field.
doubt it. And if I was, I certainly wouldn't be in the front.
And to be fair, my reaction's kind of muted because I'm struggling to stay awake here.
Oh, it is late. It is late.
It's really late, yeah.
Danson showed up an hour late, so we're gonna blame him for that.
What? You were like an hour
You
and a
did
half
as
late.
well, Nick.
To be fair,
Well, I mean,
the cider headache is coming in real hardcore right now.
well, I mean, we can probably call it soon because it was only an IROC week, so it's we can probably throw in the towel at some point soon, unless we got some important things to go over.
No, like the usual things like power rankings, standings, schedule. We still have to decide. I know, Danson, you were like, let's do an episode next week. I think we were thinking, no, we'll take a week off with everyone else.
Actually, I think Danson, you just run the podcast by yourself.
Well, then I have to be here to produce it. So,
well, that's what we were thinking about for the next broadcast, Matt. You can just be there to click the buttons, and Nick and I will run the show.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That sounds like a great.
That would be a battle of words. I think I don't know what exactly what happened there. You know what actually what happened would be? I would be the best side by side, the best play by play commentator you could ever ask for.
I got a couple of good side by sides in during the IROC race.
I was impressed with your side by sides. I kind of let you take over the side by side. I almost felt dirty saying it because you were nailing it so well with the. I mean, it was all accent based for sure. I mean, I'm going to give it that to you, but like I was.
I think we said side by side a couple times, but just said it normally. But I think Danson made an effort to make it like Evan-esque.
Well, when cars are going side by side, it's really hard not to say they're side by side.
Yeah, you're like they're side by side, and you're like, wait, I should have said that like Evan.
No.
Side by side.
I couldn't do it.
The dancing guy.
Yeah, we're gonna go side by side down into turn number 3.
You know what I was thinking we could have done to maybe somehow, like, if we do it again, we could just do like the radio style broadcast where somebody gets the front stretch, somebody takes like 1 and 2, somebody takes the back. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think that could be really awesome because like then that would be like high energy all the time. I thought about doing that like halfway through, and I was like, that way there wouldn't be any talking over. Like, Danson, if you want to,
but we got to be really hype when we're doing it the whole time as well. Like I feel like on the radio they were always really hype.
Yeah,
you weren't hype yesterday.
Yeah,
me?
Yeah, you weren't hype.
Oh.
I was trying to be hype, and then I would like be hype, and then it was like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right.
So yeah, I like the idea. I'm down for being hyped.
Yes. All right.
Maybe. Okay, I've got it. I've got the idea.
No.
And yeah, I guess we could still allow Matt to be involved in this. So
the one who made the whole thing happen. I guess we could allow him to be a part of it. Yeah.
So we can just start our own radio network. Of the broadcast.
Okay, so
like we just do our own Twitch for the broadcast, and then when they do,
even if,
and like when there's like different, like when RaceSpot TV has a broadcast, and then like LSR TV.
Like so, Evan and they can keep doing their thing.
They'll use
we'll have our own radio broadcast of the race,
and they'll use our broadcast to overplay on like the highlights pack.
Yeah, people can select the alternate commentary. They'll be
like,
you know what, I want to listen to the.
Make it uncensored. That'll really get views.
Oh, uncensored? Yeah. Hey, we're not on cable, baby. I think we can say whatever we want. So
exactly. If you do it uncensored, I think you'll get a lot more reactions out of it.
And then eventually, we'll be so big that like our radio broadcast of the races will be getting all of the streams, and then Evan and RaceSpot and all of them, they'll have no choice but to like buy us out to stop the competition, and then we've made it.
And it's literally called the After the Turns Radio Network.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying. So if we're not invited back to do Chicagoland, then we're going to be broadcasting a radio broadcast here on our Twitch channel instead.
Yep. So Evan has two choices. He can either allow us to do the next IROC race, or it's like all-out warfare for the broadcast superiority. supremacy
What-
of RSR races.
I love it.
What do we think?
So Sam's saying don't even produce it. Just we'll stream their stream. So we'll steal all of Hugo's work and we'll mute it and we'll just do voiceovers.
Perfect.
I'm sure that would be
doesn't
like
breach
that would
any
be
sort of-
received really well. I was thinking in my head like I can go ahead and stream the broadcast.
Yeah.
I've got
Copyright who?
some
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just do it under fair use or something. I'm sure
Yeah,
that
yeah,
applies.
exactly. Like this broadcast brought to you by RaceSpot TV. Simulcasted on AfterTheTurns.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I think what are the chances we get to do it at Chicago? I'm gonna say 75%.
wow.
I think we are.
I'd say like 25%.
What?
I don't think it has anything. So I mean, it was
That's a good point,
successful. There's a lot of viewers, right? But I think it was a drivers only. Like it's like you don't do drivers only every week. Then it's not drivers only every time, right? So
Then it's just goats goating. I think that's really what it is at that point.
goating. That's not to say there won't be more opportunities in the future, but I don't know that it happens for the Chicagoland race. But I would love it too.
I mean, surely. Like, because Evan's going to want to race. Who normally broadcasts the IROC races?
So it'd be Nolan and then someone else, right? I'm forgetting who.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be me and Nolan.
Oh, okay. Okay, you just hold your horses. I love how you just were like, I'm going to do Watkins Glen in a couple weeks. I'm just going to hop on. And Evan was like,
Oh, well, yeah,
what?
that part's going to be great. So they've obviously already got me in for Watkins Glen. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, when you ask 7 times, they can't say no the 7th time. So
You'd be
Yeah, so I guess
surprised.
maybe not everyone knows that the Danson, since he's suspended, is going to be you're going to be like a driver, like expert,
I'm jealous.
a road course expert on the
Yeah.
broadcast.
We're using the term expert loosely. Hold your king.
Wait, Sam, did you watch the broadcast? Please let me know if you watched the IROC broadcast and if you heard my pun of your name. We'll wait for him to apply that in the chat.
Something Russian, I think is what it was.
Oh, good. Yes.
What the
Did you like
hell?
it, Sam?
You had to put that in the chat. Something Russian. Yes.
Did you like it, sir?
Oh, you didn't like it.
Please tell me. It was awful.
Sounds about right. You know, when you're like the 4th person on the broadcast, you're not going to really be able to use your puns. You know, you're not going to be able to overtalk Evan's call of the win at Watkins Glen. You're not just going to be able to take over halfway through and be like, I've got this from here, Evan. You're not going to get to do that. So,
Unless you're Dale Jr.
that's true. That's true. Should I hop on too, Danson? Should I just hop on as well? I'm probably not going to race. I'll just
That's right.
hop on and I'll only talk when Danson's talking.
I mean, even if you do race, you'll be wrecked on the first lap anyway. You're gonna miss the braking zone somewhere and be out of it.
If I do race, I'm gonna need you guys to take a bet on which turn I'm going to overshoot. I think it's gonna be turn 1, honestly, if I do it. Definitely the
Bus stop.
the bus stop. I would say that's without a doubt.
Oh boy! All right. Well,
What the hell is going on?
I think we're pretty much done. My cider headache is fucking hard.
It's late. It's 2 a.m. for Thomas, so thanks for staying up with us this late, Thomas. I know you were hoping to get to bed at like midnight, so thanks for staying up late with us.
I'll just drink Red Bull in the morning. I'll be fine.
I like
sure
the attitude.
I'm sure I'll get like 5 AC calls too, as per usual, so that'll be fun.
There you go.
But hey, what are you going to do? You're going to make a living.
that's true. What do you do for work?
Right now, I'm in property management as the lead HVAC guy, but that'll be done in 2 weeks. So I'll be helping. I'll be doing ramp installs, chair lifts, things like that to help the VA, the elderly, amputees, things like that. So
Oh wow!
hopefully I'll feel better about working, helping people like that really need it, and
Yeah, it's awesome.
I won't be on call anymore, so I can actually race without getting fear of somebody calling me at 9:00. And it's like, yeah, my air conditioning's not working. It's like, oh, good, I get to miss a race.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
I've had it happen, and I'm just like, oh, well, that sucks. But it is what it is.
You
There's
need every race at this point too, with the playoffs race so close.
well, I mean, if I can, like I said, as long as the schedules are okay, I shouldn't be missing any of the playoffs. But first, I got to make the damn playoffs. First, I either gotta. Well, I know De Blasio is suspended for Watkins Glen, so if I can have a strong run at the Glen, that'll put me in the top 16. Then Michigan Then Michigan.
That reminds me. I apologize. That reminds me of a couple apologies that need to go out from last week's episode. Yeah. So one, yes, Nick, I'm talking now. So one is to Drew for bringing up the Phoenix stuff. I think we put the stuff out there and we're like, we shouldn't talk about Phoenix. He said he was cool with it. And he was a good sport about it. And Dance and I talked to him after. We're like, hey, we cool. Like, we shouldn't have brought up Phoenix. It just wasn't worth it. I think we thought it would be entertaining. It really wasn't. Glad that Drew kind of shut the door on that. The other one is with Adam. So I think we, in the sources that I received and the video that we had, were like, well, he angrily ran into Brandon there at the end. And, after talking to him, he did appeal. So obviously he felt like he didn't do it on purpose.
How'd that go?
And I guess what's that?
How'd that go for him?
It also did work out for him. It did work out for him, but if he didn't feel like he did something on purpose, I don't think he will. Like, if he did it on purpose, I don't think he would be appealing. So, what's that?
Why were you apologizing then?
I'm apologizing for not getting his side of the story, which he says he didn't do it on purpose, and because he, after speaking to him, him and his brother have been going through some things. Their grandma passed like earlier that day. So obviously there's some other things going on.
In 2004, was it 2004? Or was it 2002? Might have been 2002. Michael Schumacher won the San Marino Grand Prix the day, either the day of or the day after his mum died. He didn't full throttle anyone on the front stretch.
So that's an extreme situation, right? And you remember that because he was able to overcome that. We're all human, right? So people are going to make mistakes when bad things are happening.
I had to bite my tongue on that because I could have made a really dark joke right there.
And I think Danza would appreciate it.
Trying to be human, right? That's what the podcast is about. Let's be human, right? So
I would have supported you, Thomas. It's fine.
No, I'll be a good boy. I'm not gonna go that route today.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Like I totally get. Yeah, that's right. I totally get that whole angle, but it didn't stop him racing. And so if it didn't stop him racing, then you can't use that as an excuse for driving like a dickhead.
Yeah, I think
you've got to own it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he had said maybe he shouldn't have raced, right? So I think sometimes you realize it too late, right? I think we all have been at that point where we try to do something maybe we shouldn't be doing yet. So I don't know. That's just my thought. I'm not making excuses for him.
I think the angle to take in that one is you say, yeah, like I had these things going on, my bad. I fucked up and I took out my frustrations as a result of external things that were going on, but that's on me. Not people need to apologize for holding me account for my actions, regardless of the circumstances. Like that's such a backwards mindset.
Yeah, I mean, certainly in his appeal, and I did read his appeal, just like I read your appeal, and there was no using that as an excuse. So I want to be clear on that.
How good was
my appeal?
I feel bad. Did you like my appeal?
Amazing.
I did like your appeal. I was really surprised that your appeal was upheld after reading.
They just really wanted you to broadcast
so well.
I thought it would at least be reduced to 1, right? Yeah. So I thought it was well done. I thought Adams was also well done too. So I do see his point of view. The view we had of what happened was an in-car, and I think, Danson, you even made the comment, we need to go a little bit further back to actually see what happened. He claims it was wreck avoidance, and he didn't mean to run into him.
Steve Durham could do better wreck avoidance than that.
So, I mean, we don't have the video, so I guess we'll just take the two stories, and you guys can make your own opinions, right? So
he avoided that wreck right into the door of that car that he was avoiding.
Yeah, I mean, so So Danson, I mean, you also did say when we watched it last week that we need to go further back to see what actually happened.
Yeah,
so.
no, but now I
feel like you're just trying to stir the pot right now.
It's the
That's the Danson special right there. Woo.
Yeah.
Stir some pot, baby. We haven't mentioned Phoenix one time. So this is his Phoenix now.
Well, no, because we were focusing on the de Blasio thing. But getting back to Drew, I mean, you know, I can understand him not wanting us to bring it up, but
so he said it was okay. He was cool with us bringing it up, right? And I think we talked after. We're like, he's like, yeah, no, it's fine. And I think Dancy, you made a good point. It was good to bring it up for him to shut it down. Right now, the book is closed. We can move on.
No, Sam. Oh, by the way, hang on. Sam, we did talk about the blow-ups earlier. That's not our fault that you didn't log on to the show early enough. You need to go back to the start and watch because we talked about that. We talked about Thomas's blow-ups, and we went through all of those things. So, you know,
yeah, literally, anyone who says that Thomas hasn't been talking didn't watch the first hour of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the Thomas hour at the beginning of the show.
100%, and then we switched to IROC afterwards. But you know, you gotta, I guess, ask yourself if you know, like Steve, for example, if he's upset about us, you know, talking about the cheating, I mean, just don't cheat. You know, don't deliberately bring out yellows. I'm kidding.
Got the shovel and you're just like, I'm trying to dig us out.
No, Danson's like, I need to take it in before we go.
And on that note, I'm going to bed now.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to wrap up. Nick, wrap it up for us.
Okay. I think Matt's got 3 or 4 more monologues, but Thomas, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to thank before you head on off to slumber?
Appreciate you guys letting me on the podcast. I've got nothing left. Thank you for having me on. Thank Steven and all the guys at RSR that put it on every week for all of us to race on. And oh yeah, go get yourself some Sirius XM. They don't pay me, but they're a great service, so I'll give them a free advertising.
I do. I have the channel 1 that plays the basic like 5-minute package when you don't buy anything, and then tells me to buy it. So I also get emails from SiriusXM every day saying that my 6-month subscription is about to go out, but I haven't had it in 4 years. So call their customer service and get me some free time. That would be fantastic.
I'll get right on that.
People, so perfect. Danson, who do you want to?
We don't need to be thanking like that. We don't need to thank sponsors at the end of ours. It's so strange. But I do thanks Thomas for coming on. Obviously, you know, we had that kind of segmented show tonight where it was very, very heavy on the Thomas George at the start, and then very heavy on the Nick Mara show in the second half. But appreciate you coming by, sticking with us, being a good sport. You know, are you going to get back into streaming soon?
Yeah, probably not. Not right now.
Oh,
I don't.
Do what they want.
I don't know what the people want anymore. Let me get into the playoffs first. Let me focus on that. Then I'll consider bringing it back.
All right, cool. Because I want to hear some more people be referred to as idiots, because that's one of my favorite Thomas Georgeisms. But yeah, again, like I said, thanks for coming on and putting up with our mostly my shit. And yeah, we'll see you on track.
That idiot was well directed, I feel like, honestly. So I think he's speaking facts at that point. So was it me or it was Danson, I think. But
Nick just could not go more than 45 seconds without talking. So
not possible.
You know, we're back on the Nick Mara show again.
Oh, I'm gonna go follow your Twitch, and I just want to hear all your puns on the next race broadcast. So that's
Okay.
We'll find. Okay. That sounded really happy. Okay.
Actually, if you go, there's a clip. There's a clip of a particular, like a specific pun that was very enjoyable.
From the race broadcast yesterday?
Not from yesterday's. No, from a previous race I was doing at Road America.
Send it to me. Okay, send it to me.
Mate, you're on the Twitch now, aren't you?
That's a lot of work. Just send me the clip.
Damn it.
Yeah. Send me the clip. So, and then I guess, are we done thanking people? We don't have anybody else to thank. So we'll just leave. We'll just leave now. So,
we'll let the other two talk about their sponsors. We got people who poorly, like unfortunately, are sponsoring us. So I'm going to call them Gammadale Technologies, Mercury Energy, Laconia Setup Shop, and Sim Racing Studio. Thanks for the support. And thanks, Boosted. Hopefully we'll have the After the Turns store up for some merch over the off week, and we can all get our After the Turns gear.
I will not be back on this podcast till I have some Matt Danson championship wear. So that's all I'm going to say. So I hope that's part of the first initial product line that Tom Moran.
Oh, wait. Brandon Six, did you hear my pun? With you had an actual special feature at one point of the race yesterday. Did you hear that? See that? Observe that? Enjoy it? Please advise. I did. He said, "That's good. That's good." Because I was waiting that whole race for you to get in that position, and you were hovering. You were near there, and the moment you got there, I had to stop. Was it shitty? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I bet Nick was there like, hang on. Why is someone else talking that's not me? What's going on here?
6 in the 66 and 6, baby. I hate you. I hate him. I really want to do the broadcast again because I want you to lead it. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right.
I actually mean that. I actually think you do a really good job, and you would threaten me for my status as #1 talker.
Well, you need to watch the intro to today's show. I can't stress that enough.
Okay.
If we ever end, we'll rewatch the beginning.
That means Matt wants to know. I think that means Matt wants to know. I'm not related.
Yeah, I got a meeting in 4.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.